Today we have a look at updates in Ukraine, fake Facebook accounts, and much more.
We have today's weather forecast with Madison and a look at sports with Eli.
Today is Wednesday, March 2nd, 2022.
We are live from Schroeder Studio H12 on the campus of Bradley Central High School, and you are watching VOX News Today.
Welcome back. I'm Alex Wingard.
And I'm Amber Filyal.
Tens of thousands are still on the Ukrainian side of the border fighting for their lives to arrive in Poland, to even more uncertainty. Little hands clutch bigger ones that will give anything just to keep them the sleepy, tiny, cold faces and tired arms. The hum of voices you would expect from the number of people that are here, it doesn't exist. It's as if the shock and disbelief has brought with it an odd silence. It's mostly women and children who have had to say goodbye to husbands, brothers, fathers. Men aged 18 to 60 are not permitted to leave.
A Hollywood power couple is promising to match every donation up to $1 million for Ukrainian war refugees. Actor Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are throwing their personal and financial support behind the United Nations Refugee Agency. Lively posted a UN refugee photo showing a child in need on her Instagram, saying the agency is providing life-saving aid. The UN is estimating 3 million people in Ukraine will need humanitarian assistance this year.
The escalation of military operations in Ukraine is leading to a human rights violation. Freedom of speech is also under attack. The UN's Human Rights Monitoring Plan is continuing its work in Ukraine. They are working to help with the 5 alarms, aka COVID-19, global finance, climate action, lawlessness in cyberspace, and peace and security. Cyber warfare in particular poses a significant threat to human rights.
Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to hold a meeting on Monday regarding the economy. His 2 economic advisors will also be present. It will be held in Kremlin due to the economic reality changing significantly, as said by Peskov. Russia's currency has plummeted and the Moscow Stock Exchange has not opened. For a long time, Russia has been planning to do the sanctions, so stock exchange remaining closed has put a stop in those plans.
Volvo is the latest making business changes due to the conflict in Ukraine. The automaker announced it is halting car shipments to Russia's market. In a statement, Volvo did not put a potential end date to this move. The company says sanctions against Russia by the U.S. and European Union prompted the decision. Ukrainian and Russian delegations begin talks Monday. Ukraine is demanding an immediate ceasefire and the withdrawal of Russian troops from the country.
Despite planned peace talks Monday, many expect the bloodshed in Ukraine will continue. That conflict far away might be hitting closer to home than you realize. Oil is already up over $100 a barrel, and experts predict the conflict will keep prices high. As stock market opens Monday, investors are bracing after a roller coaster last week. Meanwhile, boycotts of Russian-branded alcohol are underway at some stores and bars. Other organizations are finding their own ways to distance. The Ukraine war is affecting more than just U.S. finances and affiliations. It's igniting anger among protesters here and rekindling Cold War-era fear.
Facebook discovered dozens of fake accounts, groups, and pages that were spreading pro-Russian sentiments. Meta's move comes alongside a separate takedown of what officials call an intensified push from hackers who have been trying to compromise accounts of Ukrainian government officials, military leaders, and journalists. This campaign is dubbed Ghostwriter and apparently succeeded in penetrating some Facebook accounts. Meta says this false campaign effort was small, relatively speaking, and that it was disrupted before it had a chance to gain significant momentum. So far, there hasn't been any fake activity from pro-Ukrainian groups, but Meta officials say they will announce it if it occurs.
War. It's what the whole world is watching. Ukraine has many supporters who are aiding to all of their needs in these threatening times, but there are more at-home situations beginning to rise. Gas prices, while in Ukraine, all the basic needs citizens require to go about their day are being depleted. The USA gradually started to see these issues rise as well. Ukraine is a major oil producer, but most of the resources are going to the war, and America is seeing a greater impact on oil. The prices for gas are rising. On top of this chaos, Russia's nuclear weapons on alert are bringing back Cold War fears.
Senator Jim Inhofe is expected to announce in the coming days that he will retire near the end of the year. The 87-year-old Oklahoma Republican is a Senate veteran and leading conservative. He is the top Republican on the Senate Armed Services Committee. Inhofe, who won reflection in 2020, was already planning not to run again, but retiring this year could cut his current 6-year term short and likely spark a GOP battle for a seat representing one of the nation's most conservative states. If Inhofe makes his announcement by March 1st, it will trigger an election this November for his successor to serve the remainder of his term.
A man wanted by the FBI in the theft of a $10 million sports car in Milwaukee 21 years ago has been captured. The 1938 Talbot Lego Teardrop Coupe, a rare sports car valued at $10 million, is at the center of a 2001 international heist out of a Milwaukee garage. Christopher Gardner is accused of stealing the car nearly 21 years ago out of Roy Leisky's garage on Marshall Street. Court records say in 2005, Gardner smuggled the car in pieces to Switzerland and had it rebuilt in France. 10 years later, in 2015, prosecutors say Gardner sold the car to an Illinois collector for $7.6 million. The collector allegedly didn't know the car was stolen. The FBI says Gardner now waits extradition to the U.S.
And now let's check on our weather. Madison, what can you tell us?
A sunny week with warmer temperatures. All of that and more right after this break.
Wow, college already.
Yeah. We gotta go.
I love you.
I love you too, Daddy. And thanks for everything.
Gratitude. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
awful. Seriously, awful.
But a lot better than last week.
We weren't born to follow.
Final round. Fight.
Welcome back. I'm Madison Johnston with your weather. Let's go ahead and take a look at our weather at glance for today. Right now in Cleveland, it is 37 degrees with a high today of 74 and a low of 41. The precipitation is listed at 4% with a wind coming 2 miles per hour. The humidity for today is going to be 90%. The dew point is at 35 degrees. The pressure is 30.18 inches. Visibility is 10 miles, and the UV index is great, which is 0 out of 10. And now let's look at our local radar. No storms or any precipitation in our area, which is good because we need to dry out from all this rain from last week. And now let's look at our national radar. There are storms in Oregon and in Montana, and some snow and ice storms in the northeast, and a few scattered storms in Central America. And now let's look at our 7-day weather forecast. Thursday will be sunny skies with a high of 74 and a low of 41. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 73 and a low of 51. Saturday will have partly cloudy skies with a high of 75 and a low of 57. Sunday will also be partly cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 60. Monday will have thunderstorms rolling in with a high of 73 and a low of 46. And Tuesday will also have scattered showers with a high of 57 and a low of 39. That's all I have for weather, and now here's Eli with your sports.
We have coverage on a retirement and upcoming movie directed by Tom Brady and more after this break.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding?
Your proposal's ludicrous.
My proposal will go exactly the way I say it will.
My dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
Oh, that's the power of one.
Civility. Pass it on.
One grain of sand can turn the tide.
Strike one. I'm the greatest hitter in the world! Strike two. Strike 3. Wow. I'm the greatest pitcher in the world. Yes!
Optimism. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Welcome back. I'm Eli Dunn with your sports. Buccaneers Pro Bowl guard Ali Marpet announced his retirement Sunday, hanging up his cleats at age 28 after 7 years as a member of the team's offensive line. In a letter entitled "Thank You, Tampa Bay," Marpet expressed his gratitude to the team for building him into the man he is today. Brady commented on the post saying, "You are a warrior. It was an honor." An alum of Hobart College, Marpet was the first Division III player selected to the Senior Bowl and was drafted 61st overall by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 2015, the highest Division III pick in NFL history. The Saints have agreed to restructure the contract of Michael Thomas, converting $14.5 million of his 2022 salary into a signing bonus to help clear cap space going into the 2022 season. The Saints are also reportedly reconstructing the contract of offensive tackle Ryan Ramczyk, converting $18.2 million of his scheduled salary and roster bonuses into a signing bonus. The move not only helps the Saints navigate some of their salary cap issues, but likely ensures that Thomas and Ramczyk will be members of the team next season. The recently retired Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New England Patriots star quarterback is set to play himself in the film 80 for Brady, which will be a football-themed road trip film. The film is set to go in production this spring, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Brady is also set to produce the film. Brady launched his 199 Productions company in March of 2020. And that will be the company that produces this new film, along with Paramount Pictures and Endeavor's content. In addition to Brady, Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, and Rita Moreno and Sally Field will star in the feature. That is all I have for sports. Stay tuned for more news with Amber and Alex right after this break.
CRCC to me is a calling that God placed on my life to really step out in faith on something that I didn't think I could do, and it's been amazing to see how God's worked through it.
CRCC stands for Crossroads Community Church, but we're a church that our vision is to be a life-giving church in our community. We do that through helping people know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and then go make a difference. And so that's what we're doing every week, is helping people discover their jam and go make a difference.
We broke Old Man Hennessy's window.
Correction, dude. You broke. I just threw the ball.
This is really bad. What are we gonna do? Dude, kiss your life goodbye.
Yes.
Sorry, dude.
Keep smiling, keep shining. No,
Hi. Tell him it was an accident, and we can fix the window. I'll come with you.
that's what friends are for.
Welcome back.
In 2005 to 2020, U.S. employers around the country were ordered to pay more than $42.5 million in back wages to 69,000 workers who perform seasonal low-wage jobs on guest worker visas. Labor backers worry that's just the tip of the problem. Investigations by the Labor Department, which has special supervision over guest workers, aren't keeping pace with the dramatic increase in workers, according to an analysis center for public integrity.
Montgomery, Alabama, Vice President Kamala Harris is traveling to Alabama this weekend to commemorate a key moment of the civil rights movement. Harris will speak in Selma at an event marking the 57th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. That was the day in 1965 when white police struck black voting rights marchers in that Alabama city. Harris will also take part in annual incident symbolic march across the bridge. On March 7, 1965, Alabama state troopers beat and tear gas hundreds of demonstrators.
The Cavers are now out and safe and being reunited with family. Gabriel told people on the scene, "I'm in desperate need of a shower." Robbie's mother said, "I'm so relieved." Crews tell us that there is a 300-foot crawl space they had to go through to get the man called the gate. Crews say there were times they had one ear in the water because of how tight it was. As rescue crews led the Cavers out to safety, they were greeted by cheers from their family and friends. But a Chattanooga Fire Department captain on the scene tells us the pair now face criminal trespassing charges.
A Tennessee man who admitted to bribing a Virginia sheriff to secure jail medical service contracts has been sentenced to 3 years in prison. Gerard Boyle, 67, of Franklin, Tennessee, was sentenced Friday after pleading guilty last year to conspiracy to commit mail fraud. He was also fined $35,000. Boyle had already agreed to forfeit $2.7 million to the federal government as part of the plea deal.
A murder investigation has been opened after an incident in East Nashville early Monday morning. According to police, the shooting happened at 1:40 a.m. on Delaware Drive. Officials reported one male victim was struck at least once while in a vehicle, which then continued down Delaware Drive towards Dickerson. Police said the vehicle then went off the roadway and through a yard, striking another car. At this time, police are waiting to talk with neighbors. Officers were told there are cameras in the area that will be reviewed. At this time, there is no suspect in custody. Authorities said they are not ready to release the identity of the victim at this time.
A family in Dalton used tragedy as opportunity for advocacy yesterday. They held a balloon ceremony to honor the death of 15-year-old Malik Ilamin. The family says he was killed during a domestic violence dispute in California last week, but they say it's important he is remembered for the great person he was. Their goal was to raise awareness of domestic violence and the pain it causes. Everyone was wearing red, Malik's favorite color. They are currently fundraising to be able to go to California for the court proceedings.
Jeopardy champion Amy Schneider is engaged. Here's a picture of her holding hands with her fiancé, Genevieve Davis, saying, "I couldn't be happier or more proud to spend my life with the very best person in the entire world." The couple met last May and decided to tie the knot a couple weeks ago. Clearly, 2022 is off to a great start for Amy. She made history earlier this year as the highest-earning female contestant ever, taking home about $1.4 million thanks to 40 wins, the second longest winning streak after current host Ken Jennings. She was also the first transgender contestant to qualify for the Tournament of Champions.
Rapper Snooty Wild is dead at age 36 after getting shot in Houston. Police say LaPreston Porter, known as Snooty Wild, was found near this SUV with a gunshot wound in his neck Friday. They say a woman has come forward, indicating that she owns the vehicle ended up in the ditch. She says people stopped to help, and Porter showed up and pulled a gun on her. The woman says she ran away and heard a gunshot behind her. Investigators believe the incident was caught on camera.
In his new book, Bill Barr calls the prospect of Trump running for president again, quote, dismaying. Barr writes the 2020 election was not stolen, saying instead that Trump lost it. His dispute with Trump over false claims of election fraud led to his departure from the administration. In the book titled One Thing After Another, the former Attorney General takes readers behind the scenes in the Trump White House. The former loyalist now admits that Trump has neither the temperament nor persuasive powers a president needs. Bill Barr's memoirs as Attorney General has a release date of March 8th.
Police in South Metro Denver say up to 150 juveniles were inside the house late Saturday night when part of the floor gave way. A building department official confirmed that the weight of too many people in the structure caused the floor to buckle. One of the teenagers was seriously injured, but 2 of the injuries were reported to be minor. To complicate rescue efforts, the collapse also caused a natural gas leak, but crews were able to quickly shut the line off before it sparked a fire. The Red Cross is assisting residents left homeless after the collapse.
Members of the General Assembly this week got their first look at Governor Bill Lee's proposal to modernize how the state provides money for Tennessee's K-12 public schools. Lee and Education Commissioner Penny Schwinn officially unveiled the Tennessee Investment in Student Achievement, also known as TISA, on Thursday to replace the state's current basic education program, also known as BEP, which was created in 1992. According to the legislation, no districts will receive less funding than they would have under BEP, and most districts will see substantial increases with the exact dollar amount depending on the student population being served. Districts with higher need students will receive larger funding increases.
Gennady Mansevich is asking local residents to pray for Ukraine. The Cleveland resident said they want to live in peace. Mansevich, who has lived in the United States since 1995, is from Kryvyi Rog, a city in southeastern Ukraine. It is also the hometown of Volodymyr Zelensky, Ukraine's embattled president and reportedly #1 on Russian President Vladimir Putin's hit list. Ukraine gained independence from the Soviet Union in 1990. The USSR dissolved the next year as numerous Soviet republics, such as Moldova, Georgia, Lithuania, and Armenia, broke away and declared independence. Mansevich also attends Peerless Road Church with his wife. Moldova-born Valentina said Ukrainians want to live in peace.
We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube through our channel BCHS VOX News.
You will also find more online at our website, voxnews.net.
Remind your friends to like, subscribe, share, and tune in.
You just cannot get enough of VOX.
That is all we have for you today from Studio H12 at Bradley Central.
And as always,
God bless and go Bears!